Okay. Hi, everyone. As you can tell, it is a solo stream. Sean had some things to do, so you're stuck with me. You're stuck with me that is unshowered, and you know, it is what it is. Hello, welcome to Waking Up, and I am Anna, and my co-host Sean is living real life right now. So, welcome. It is the stream before Christmas. Anybody else not feel like it's not Christmas, or first off hate Christmas, or even not celebrate Christmas? Some people don't even celebrate the holidays, and you know what? Good on ya. I have 2 children. I do celebrate the holidays, so welcome. This is Waking Up. I guess let me go through my disclaimer and then we can get started, because as you can tell, it's gonna be a doozy. Here on Waking Up, we are not here to bash anybody's faith and religion. We think that faith and religion are beautiful things when done in a mentally and emotionally healthy manner. I'm not a professional. I am just as fucked up as anybody else. So anything said on this podcast, please. This is educational, not even educational, it's entertainment purposes only. I am a trauma trisket. I am not certified in anything, well, that is mental health related. And, but if you do need some mental health guidance from people who are professionals, please contact us on the Discord, and we will be glad to get you some information that will help you get in touch with the people who are certified and licensed to help you in your time of need. Waking Up is a mental health podcast where we talk about our own mental health, our journey, and with a religious trauma base. I'll be bringing that up a little bit today, because it's the freaking holidays, and it's the most triggering time of year, but we grew up in the southern based. I have been deconstructing for a long fucking time, but yeah, and that's about it. It's sort of hard to do that, like a disclaimer when so as to fuck Christmas. Is it January 7th? I get a whole week and a half off, 12 days. I think I counted. I have 12 days off. I took my PTO because I am going to visit my hometown. I'm going to go visit North Carolina January 27th or December 27th. So at 6:30, my flight's at 6:30 a.m. I don't know why I like the early morning flights, and as you guys can remember, for Con, I missed my early morning flight, so I will not be sleeping the day before. But yes, I had a weird thing when I went to therapy. I met a girl at the Metro and kept thinking of her. We spoke for a minute. Aw, well, that's good that you connected with somebody, and that's awesome. Connecting with people, even if it's for a short time, is awesome. That is great. I'm very proud of you, because I know that you've been struggling with connecting with people, Asta. So that's great. So Christmas time, holidays, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, even if you don't celebrate it, like the holidays are hitting you in the face. It's December, and people have started celebrating the fucking holidays in October now. That's bullshit. They don't even let you have Halloween anymore. Like, they took over Thanksgiving. It's like a virus. It's like it took over Thanksgiving and it crawled over Thanksgiving, and so now it's November and December where you celebrate the holidays. And now, like, they start sending out the fucking Christmas shit like in October. This is horseshit. It is horseshit, but it is what it is. Like, it, oof. And I think it's really gotten bad this year, honestly. Whenever I'm gonna go, like, whenever, because here in America, shit's pretty bad. Shit is bad. And so I think, when we are in a recession, when things are going really bad politically, culturally, economically, when things are going bad, people have a tendency to really focus in on things like Christmas or the holidays because they feel so bad that they need a period of time to feel good. And we see this a lot. I say, and because notice like when things are pretty decent, like things, then Christmas it's less of a big deal. But anyway, but it made me so confused. Christmas shit hits the store here at the end of all right. I'm like, my God, it's like Christmas is taking over the world, and, like taking over the year, and it makes you feel like shit for a longer period of time. And for any of us who have been through that Christmas where you had families that it was vital that you had the perfect Christmas, but it never was. There was always trauma and stuff during the Christmas season. If you grew up like me, like either we were too poor to have presents or, a lot of presents, or when we finally did have money, it was really important to make sure that we had the perfect Christmases and we had the formal Christmas dinners. I had the formal Christmas dinners. Yes, folks, formal Christmas dinners. I can't. It was like literally dress up full, like we didn't go anywhere. We went we opened presents and we still had to dress for dinner. Like what the fuck? We're in bumfuck North Carolina, like in the country, but we still had to dress for dinner. Whatever. I mean, she makes me feel a kind of way that I thought I didn't have. Well, yes, and don't let, I'm not going to say that. It may scare you and it may confuse you and it may be something that you're not familiar with, but as my therapist would say, just because it's uncomfortable doesn't mean it's bad, because good feelings can feel uncomfortable when you're used to feeling bad. So that's why a lot of people say to themselves, and I'm not saying that you're like romantically interested in this person, and I'm going off on a tangent for Yasta, but that's why a lot of people say after they've gotten out of really abusive or bad relationships that they need to fix themselves. And you need to work on yourself, and you really need to concentrate on working on that trauma. But they are like, oh, I'm too broken to be in it, because like they don't want to hurt. Like good things don't feel good and they're scary because you're not used to it. So just, even though it may be uncomfortable, just let it have a win. It's a win. It is a win. Even if it's just in passing, that is a win. And that's good. That's awesome. So I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you. I know that is a big thing, and it is probably, I am going to imagine it is probably a very scary feeling, but that's okay. It's okay. We're here to support you. So why this episode? Why is Christmas the most triggering time it is? Because it's fucking traumatizing. How many of us have been, like even Asta said, fuck Christmas, is it January 7th yet? Like fuck this time of year. How many of us have been traumatized by the holidays? There's so many people who are so super traumatized by this time of year, but they don't talk about it, or if they do talk about it, it's very much like, oh, I fucking hate this time of year and all of these things, and my family's a mess, and I don't want to go see my parents, or I don't want to do these things, and I don't want to spend time with my family, but they go and do the things anyway because it's just tradition, and you keep your mouth shut and you're miserable, and you have your racist uncle and your homophobic granny, and you're over here and you're sitting here with your and you're like, you don't fit in, and everybody's talking shit and you can't say anything and you feel silenced. Christmas Day is the day I have the first memories of trauma. Exactly. Like, so traumatizing. It is not the best time of year. It's not the happiest time of year. And I think so many people, like society and culturally and commercially, like it's so fucking triggering. And nobody, like, how many of you start seeing, like Asta said, like you start seeing the stuff in September and for me, I start seeing the stuff in like October and I just get cringy. I get cringe. Now I enjoy the Christmas season. I enjoy the Christmas season now that I'm a parent more than I did when I didn't have kids and I was in my 20s. And I mean, I have some good Christmas memories, but like my daughters asked me today, one of my, both my girls, I'm very appreciative of this. They like to help wrap the other one's gifts. But one of my daughters asked me today, it's like, do you have any good memories of Christmas? Did you have good Christmases? And I literally, it was like, I stopped and I was like, and I was starting to go through my Rolodex, but here's the thing, because trauma, also your brain sort of wants to block out the trauma. I can remember very few Christmases. And I was like, I didn't have an answer for her. It sucks. And especially like for me, I'm no contact with my mom and Christmas looks very different for me. So many people don't enjoy Christmas or the holidays. And that's okay. I really do not go to stores where they have Christmas shit in September because I don't want to feel triggered. And yes, and it's so hard for people. And it starts so much earlier, and I think that that's such a shame. I think that that's what bothers me the most about it too, is not that I don't enjoy Christmas with my kids, but at the same time I am also fighting. I'm fighting a lot of the Christmas trauma that I have, the need for it to be perfect, the need to make sure my kids have a great Christmas. Like I get very wound up. I get super wound up. And I've had to fight that over the years, and I've gotten better. But when my kids were younger, it was the most stressful, painful time of the year. Did I get enough presents for my kids? Did I get the right presents for my kids? Did I get the right presents for my husband? Did I get the right presents for everybody else? Okay, we need to make sure that we have, because our tradition was like hot cider and cinnamon rolls. I was like, do we have that? Is it going to be ready in time? Is everything set up? I got to make sure that everything. Is it magical enough? And then I had to make sure dinner was done. There was one Christmas I spent 4 hours in the kitchen by myself, and I wouldn't let anybody else help me. And I was making sure we had the perfect Christmas dinner. And I didn't get to enjoy it. Christmas was exhausting. And then at the end of the day, I go to bed and I realized that because I was so wound up and so traumatized by this need to give this seemingly perfect Christmas to my family, that I completely missed it. I missed it. I was there physically, but mentally and emotionally, I was not present with my family. And how miserable I was. I miss your face too, Calvino. And yay, online shopping. Girl, yes. I watched this TikTok where like some mom was like, mom shopping in the 90s, and they had this catalog, and it's like, oh, shipping 4 to 6 weeks. That seems like, that's good. And then cut to modern day shopping. Shipping in 5 to 6 business days. I think the fuck not. I was like, yeah, Amazon 2-day shipping. You know what? There's a lot of things to say about Bezos, but yeah, the ease of it. I'll pay for the ease. But I think so many people have this traumatized memories of Christmas, these magical Christmases. But honestly, okay, and I know that they exist. Here is where I'm like, I know that these magical Christmases exist for people. And I know that there are healthy families out there who have healthy Christmases and happy Christmases. I'm hopefully for my kids, that's one of them. But I mean, my generation, I miss setting up Christmas trees. Aw, see, that's a good memory. Oh my God. Well, see, I'm from North Carolina, and before the great hurricane and the great floods, North Carolina had a Christmas tree export, because in the mountains of North Carolina, they would grow Christmas trees. And so my area, it was very rare to have an artificial tree. And the trauma of finding the right tree at the right height, and then our dog would chew on it and get sick, and I love my artificial tree. I only go out with the dog or for therapy about the time I'm at home. I mean, Asta, I'm very similar. I go to work. I go to my kids' functions. I come home. I'll sometimes go out, but it's very rare. I should, as my therapist say, there's that should word again. That's that word. I know I need to go out more and people more, but I just don't have the energy. We had a real tree until I was like 20, right? You know, do y'all feel the pine needles? Groceries are delivered at home. Oh, at home grocery delivery is fucking the best. It's a lifesaver. My question to you and to my audience is, okay, and they even make Christmas movies about this. All of these adult people go home for the holidays, right? Or there's even, social media reels and short videos about this, about the roles everybody in your family plays. Like, there's the stressed out mom, Karen mom, who won't let you decorate the tree, or will let you decorate the tree and then rearrange it at night because it has to be perfect. And the one who, has make sure you dress the right. And then the very absent dad who's like, just, trying, cursing from putting it and then you have the kids who come home, and it's the peacemaker one, and it's the black sheep who just stays in the corner and doesn't say anything and just is praying for this to be over, and the man that cuts the meat on Sunday. Did I say the man cuts the meat? No, I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm running on fumes right now. The absent dad. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the absent dad. The dad who sits in his chair and just like whatever you say. The one who doesn't very minimal effort. Now, some dads, but that is their job. Like, the mom does all the Christmas present shopping and does all the preparations. And the dad's role is to put together the presents on Christmas Eve, make sure they're all functioning. And then, grunt and read the paper. But that is a very stereotypical. Not everybody's like that. But I don't know, how many of you still go home for the holidays? I mean, I have my dad. Like, my dad, I go home every now and then. I mean, we don't go at Christmas time. We go like we are now, because my dad's birthday is so close. Like, it's a couple days after Christmas, so we often go after Christmas. I never left home. That's true, Calvino. But I don't know. It's what we say in the Netherlands to the absent dad. Oh, that's actually quite clever. You mean the guy who went to get cigarettes and never came back? That's in America. We classing it up over here. I don't know. I just don't have. I worked so hard to make the holidays good for my kids, but for me as a kid, oh, you went for milk and never came back. That I starting a trend of leaving for the holidays. Oh, that's good. Are you coming to Houston? But I find that Christmas. Oh, yay. Let me know if you do. I leave on the 27th, though. I get you. Oh, I got you. If Papa Riggs didn't help me, the girls and I would not be going anywhere. I got you. So, how am I, like, I don't know. There's so many rules. I don't. My mom and my grandmother both were very stereotypical, like the we had to go to church. Christmas Eve, we had to go to Christmas Eve services, wear the dress. I had the fucking Mary Janes and the pantyhose, and you knew hometown. No, sorry, Calvino's derailing me right now. What? Pardon? And my stepdad was very much, I mean, my stepdad was very involved, but he was very much like the I'll just make sure everything's put together, and I don't know. And it just seems like you can't ever escape the role from your childhood once you're in it, you know? And especially if you have narcissistic parents, it's not at all about being together as a family. It's not about it. It is all about making sure, it's making sure that you have the pictures you can show your friends. And nowadays it's making sure you have the Instagram perfect Christmas presents that are wrapped perfectly, and the Instagram perfect tree, and these vloggers, these family vloggers who making sure that you vlog and making sure everybody has the matching pajamas. And it just seems like everything, so like it gives me anxiety. It gives me anxiety, and it's not the most wonderful time of year. Actually, I fucking hate Christmas. I always am so stressed out at Christmas. I love spending time with my children. I love that my children are happy. I love that my children feel the magic. I love that they get excited about their gifts. I love that part of it. That's the part that I enjoy. Everything else stresses me out. Everything else triggers me. Everything else, it's the, oh my God. Making sure, because when you come from a divorced family, and especially when you're not, like, making sure that you videotape your kids opening the certain grandparents' Christmas present. Okay, wait, before you open this, let me record it so that, you know, grandpa or whoever can see the gift that they give you, so that you can see that and then you got to make sure that you're texting everybody, and then you have to make sure that you're FaceTiming all these things and wishing them a Merry Christmas and all of these things. And I just want to sit in my pajamas, eat fucking cinnamon rolls, and drink coffee. La 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 la. That I think it was because I just never did anything right. I think I never could. I think oh my God. And when, like, the gift giving, your family would ask you for a list. Here's the list. And we talked about this before. Here's the list. What do you want on your list? What's on your Christmas list? Grew up in the 90s because all of that was not a thing. Oh, It was not, well, that is true. But then you would have the phone calls. Like you would have to make sure that you were the phone call and, oh, that's, grandpa calling. And, but they would ask for my Christmas list and I would be like, okay. Well, and here's the thing, because my birthday is in the beginning of December. So they would tell me, and here's where my gift trauma comes in. They would tell me I wouldn't get big things for my birthday and that my birthday wasn't really that important, but I would get that either I got really good birthday presents or I got really good Christmas presents. So I was always hopeful every year. I was like, okay, I didn't get anything really big for my birthday. I didn't make a big deal out of this. So Christmas is Santa's going to bring me big, or I'm going to get my gifts or whatever. And it never happened. And I'm not saying that gifts are a big thing, but when you're 7 or 8, and you're told, hey, no, you're not going to get a really good birthday gift because we're waiting to give it to you for Christmas. And then Christmas comes around and you still don't get the really good birthday gift or Christmas gift. And I am pretty sure my mom never knew what size clothes I was wearing. All the clothes, I would always get clothes for Christmas and they were always the wrong size. And then they would get mad at me because I would say, hey, this is too big, or hey, this is too small. Well, and it was always my fault. It was always my fault that I gained weight, or I had lost weight, or why didn't I say something? Well, I shouldn't. It was always my fault. It was always my fault because you got me the wrong gift. I don't know. I think that Christmas is such a bullshit time of year. It is. It's such a bullshit time of year. And then you have the moms that are worked up, right? And then they crash. And then they crash after Christmas. And do not speak to them between Christmas and New Year's because they are done. I had to go to a lot of houses and talk to my aunts and uncles and extended families. I grew up in the 80s and we didn't have windows. We were glad if we had a PC period. Yeah. But everybody gets assigned these roles at Christmas. And I found, honestly, I fell into that trap too. And like I said at the beginning, I fell into that trap because I was so worried about making sure my kids had a good Christmas, making sure that they got the presents that they wanted and that they were asking for and that they were really hopeful for, because I didn't get that. And that was a lot of my anxiety and my stress, is making sure that I made the holidays magical, because the holidays were so tragic for me, which I didn't realize. On top of already being traumatized from the holidays, I was also then re-traumatizing myself in a different way by being so obsessed with it being perfect, which then made me realize, now I understand why these moms in the 90s, 80s, 70s, moms and all these moms are over here trying to make sure that they have the perfect Christmas, because all year round, this is the one time that they can make sure that it's magical, right? My place in foster care with Christmas was... Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, really? It must have been so lonely for you. I can imagine how Christmas time could be so triggering. And I was over here complaining about gifts. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. And I know that there are people out there who've had terrible Christmases, worse off than not getting the gifts that they wanted. And I know that. And I don't want to invalidate that either. I do acknowledge that I had a roof over my head and I was lucky enough to have Christmas presents. Everybody's experience is different. Their trauma is different. And that's why Christmas is so hard. Holidays are hard. I understand, Asta. And Calvino's right. No one should have to go through that, especially as a child. I remember there were times where my mom at Christmas time, she would pick a family that, not even that she knew that they were a family in need. You know what I mean? But I feel like she picked a family that she thought was or looked like. And she would like make cookies and breads and like jam and like stuff, like, you know, a basket of stuff, and she would give it to them, and she would make a big deal about giving it to them. And I remember there was one time, it was a family of a friend of mine, and looking back on it now, I don't think that it was really, they were struggling. I just don't think that they gave a shit. But I mean, they didn't live in a big fancy house, but I don't think that they were struggling. They were fine. But she made a big deal of giving them this basket of treats and food and presents. And she would always, it's like very magnanimous, very like, look at me, how charitable I'm being. And then she's like, just know, you know, no matter how little we have, somebody always has it worse. And now that I'm thinking back on it as an adult, like, you weren't doing that out of the goodness of your heart. You were doing it as a show. And I think that that's the big thing that I fucking hate about the holidays. It's like this fucking theatrical thing. It's this thing that has just morphed into this giant of bullshit. And I don't know. It's just a show. How fake everything is. Okay, like all these people that volunteer at soup kitchens and I mean, yes, it is very kind of you to do, and these angel tree fiascos and all of this stuff. Yes, these kids would really, you're doing a good thing by buying these angel tree gifts, but don't fucking, like, now with social media, it's like, oh, I'm doing these angel tree gifts and look at this. Again, it's a fucking show. And you know what these kids also need? These kids also need like clothes, and they also need care, not just on Christmas, but throughout. They need support throughout the year. So do these parents, so do these families. And it's just, why? What makes Thanksgiving and Christmas so much more special than any other time of the year? Because that's what Santa would do. I feel like that there are so many adults that are still running off of the premise that I need to be good because Santa won't bring me anything otherwise. I only say in the last 5 years I started to see myself as a survivor. And everyone's a survivor. And I'm proud of you for seeing yourself that way. Okay, raise your hand if you're a Christmas trauma survivor. Ugh. this whole like list of things, and then I went off on a tangent, and now I'm completely lost. So, you're welcome. I have been going nonstop since 7 a.m. this morning. So, yay. Santa is just early conditioning for sky daddy brainwashing. I mean, yeah. And then they tell you. Then they tell you about how Santa equals Satan. Like, whatever. Only trauma I have is the New Year's because my grandparents would make whoa. Oh, here's something that's written in my little outline that you guys might find interesting. If you know, you know. I know. Why Christmas makes it worse than any other time of the year. Christmas reinforces narratives about family unity, forgiveness, and unconditional love, which can clash painfully with lived experiences. And it overrides boundaries just for the holidays, reopening wounds that are otherwise healing. It's Christmas. Can't you, like, how many of us have been at a family gathering at Christmas time and racist grandpa says something and you say, Grandpa, please don't say that. It's Christmas time. Just be quiet. You know how he is. Can't we just have a nice Christmas where you're not stirring something up? Hold on one second. My oldest is talking on the phone and she's being very exuberant. Hold on one second. All right, I'm back. But how many of us as the adult children have been told, don't say anything, it's Christmas, can't you just let it go for one day? No, you know what? No, I'm not going to let it go for one day. I did hear that almost every day of the year. But yeah, don't ruin Christmas. Mouth shut. It's fine. Feel like that's where my subtitles got to be really honed in. All the things that were said to you and you're like, don't say anything. I'm like, fucking shit. I don't know. I think, and how many of you else find it ironic that the Grinch has become so popular? I'm at the fucking Hobby Lobby, the Christian craft capital of the world. Yeah, well, like a couple times because my kids are crafters, and it's just like whole sections of the Grinch. The Grinch is popular now. Everything's Grinch. Why? I feel like it's also can't you let it go so we can have it. Don't ruin Christmas. The black sheep people. I was always ruining Christmas. Always. I was always ruining Christmas. I am the Grinch a lot of right. I'm under so much Grinch things around this time of year in my life. Yes, like it's like the past couple of years it's been crazy. Now I love the Grinch, but I think here is where I think that the Grinch became really, really popular. Okay, and this is my assumption. It is totally hypothetical and not based in any type of fact. But I never seen it. You ADHD finish that right, yeah, and I am caffeinated and on my meds, so I'm telling you, this time of year stresses me out. My anxiety is through the roof, so my ADD is like, whew, it's great. And since I don't have Sean to bounce things off, it's just, you can watch the show, folks. Just watch the show. But here's my theory about the Grinch stuff, is that the story of the Grinch is that this innocent little girl just believed in Christmas, and this Grinch, this mean, hateful person who was angry and isolated himself and just was totally bitching about the isolation and the commercialism. Because if you watch the original Grinch, the original story of the Grinch is like there was just all of this stuff, and he was just angry. And so in the end, this Cindy Lou Who, she believed and ended up helping the Grinch see the meaning of Christmas, and everything ended up okay, right? The person who didn't want to have anything to do with Christmas and togetherness and whatever is now believing. His heart grew big size, and he learned to, join in the festivities. So basically, oh, cheap viewers. I don't want cheap viewers. I want good viewers. That's how I feel about Christmas. It's forecast on my right. But I think that the reason it's become so popular is because how many of us as my generation, or even millennials in general, are going no contact with their parents. They're going no contact with their family, who are saying and standing up to their parents and their family and saying, no, I do not want to spend the holidays with you. No, I would rather spend the holidays with my friends. Or no, as Sean did a couple years ago, or even last year, no, I don't want to spend Christmas with you. I actually want to spend it alone. Because I would rather spend Christmas alone, or with my friends, or with people that I feel safe and enjoy around, than pretend and be and continue this cycle of this bullshit one more day. So, of course, all of these, estranged mamas who have all of the big Christmas, the ones who have like storage units with 12 to 13 containers of just Christmas stuff, who decorate every literal inch of their house in Christmas stuff. All of a sudden they're like, oh, you know what? Wouldn't it be cute? And maybe, the Grinch is really cute. It's aesthetic. It's got that nice little home. And, maybe I believe that one day, if I believed really hard in Christmas, that they'll come home and they'll see the error of their ways. I'm spending my Christmas in bed with my doggo cuddling. You know what? That sounds like an amazing Christmas. I think it doesn't matter what it looks like. I think as I have started to heal, like I let my kids help wrap their siblings' presents. And I used to be so fucking like anal about how the presents were wrapped. So it would give me so much anxiety if it wasn't wrapped just absolutely perfectly. And oh, look, Amazon's delivering something. Yay. And she was like bent over, so all I see was like head of hair. Aww. My cat loves to cuddle too, but she's been a menace. She loves Christmas, and she doesn't like climbing in the tree. She loves chewing the paper. But I've slowly stopped worrying about having the perfect Christmas day, making sure that everything is perfect. As my kids got older, I think, yes, we have our Christmas traditions, and yes, they're important to us, but does it matter? Does it really, really matter if the presents are perfectly wrapped, or the Christmas tree perfectly coordinates? I think last Christmas was the first Christmas I didn't cook, and we went and had Chinese. Like we totally did. We went and had Chinese. And I think we're going to do something similar this year, or have a pre-cooked meal, because we are literally leaving on the 27th. There's no need for me to make a big ass meal, considering we are going to be leaving for the airport 36 hours later. I spoiled myself with the food though. I still can't wrap presents, but you and your... I actually, fun fact, I worked for a department store as a Christmas wrapper, as a present wrapper one year. Yeah. I was terrible at it. I don't know why they put me on there, but I mean, I got better over time. Yeah. A 3-way menu. Nobody talks about the pain of Christmas or the holidays. Nobody talks about how lonely it is for some people. Oh, Asta, that sounds good. Nobody talks about how lonely it can be, how triggering it can be. Everybody wants to fucking put all their trauma and their pain, and they want to put a perfect bow on it. It's like a empty gift almost. It doesn't matter it can be an empty box, but as long as you put wrapping paper and a bow on it and it looks pretty, it doesn't exist. The pain doesn't exist. The trauma doesn't exist. I hated the holidays for such a long time. Because I never got it right. I got tired of being disappointed. I got tired of the mask. Put on the makeup, put on the clothes, make sure I was dressed properly, open presents one at a time. Don't rip open the presents. Make sure you're opening it properly. And then when my parents got divorced, it was every other Christmas. So I would have the very posh, traditional Southern Christmases every other year. And then on the alternating years, I would have the very loud, messy, crazy Filipino Christmases. It was something else. It was very, very different. And they were both traumatizing in their own way, because my Filipino relatives, because for those of you who haven't been around Filipinos don't have a personal space. They also don't have a volume button. They don't have a volume button. And for somebody with ADD that went undiagnosed, because God forbid I have ADD as a girl. Yeah, so it's overstimulation, and it was a lot. They don't have personal space or a volume button, and it's just loud and in your face all the time. And then when I hit around 16, it was the trauma of, Anna, you'll need to marry a Filipino boy. Like, what? No, thanks. I mean, no, they were very adamant that because my dad strayed from, he married a white girl, and now he had to marry. Now I was deigned and destined to marry a Filipino boy. And I was like, I'm 16. I struggle to commit to my classes. Like, oh, my relatives were so adamant about that. And always feeding you food. food. I think that no matter what, it was like whether it was a Southern Christmas or it was a Filipino Christmas, there was always an overabundance of food. And then it was like, as I got older and now that I'm an adult, I always cook for holidays. It's just too much food. And they're like, why are you making so much? There are 4 of us and this feeds a family of 12. And I'm like, I don't know how to cook for holidays in any smaller portions. My buddy is half and I can collaborate these things, right? Every culture celebrates the holidays differently, but like, oh, it was like night and day, and it was so traumatizing, just in different ways. And they wanted, and it was, I think the other thing that was so with my dad's family was that because when I was younger, I had my sister and I both had very deep Southern accents. And a lot of my dad's family immigrated from the Philippines. So my dad was first generation, like he was, he was born in America, but like first generation, like my grandparents off the boat. So a lot of my aunts, my great aunts and uncles, my grandmother's brothers and sisters, my grandmother was one of 9. So if that tells you anything. So a lot of them, immigrated over. And so very thick accents, a lot of Tagalog all the time. And it was like it was a sideshow. They would ask me to say things and me and my sister to say things because we had these deep Southern accents. So it was just like, they thought it was just the funniest thing. And it was humiliating and it was scary. And then my dad was just so used to it. And I'm over here going, like, me and Liz just stuck together because we had nothing else to do. Like, we were terrified. Not the accents, kryptonite. Yeah. Oh my God. I hate being put on display. Yeah. It's like entertain dance monkey. How many of you had that? How many of you, I don't know if any of you had that. But the parents or the things that when your family, oh fuck. Okay. Trauma memory unlocked. Ding. Okay. So when your family, it was like one of the few times of the year when all of your extended family would get together and be under one roof. And this was back in the day before social media. So like this was your time. This was your time for your parents to prove that they were a good parent, to prove that they were raising smart, talented, they used you as a bragging point. And if they didn't use you as a bragging point, then you were like, not during the holidays, it was just when they wanted. Some people, it was whenever they wanted. Like my mom was the same way. It was whenever they wanted, but it was especially bad during the holidays. It was especially bad during the holidays because I would have great aunts and uncles that would come in from across the country and all this stuff that we hardly talk to. We very, very seldom talk to. And it was the epitome of passive aggressive comparisons. It was bad as a Filipino because Filipino is very much that culture of, and they would call my dad, because my dad's is Juanito. There was like Johnny Boy he was in the Navy and he had these beautiful daughters and he was in like these things, and the daughters are really smart and they're all comparing their kids. But my mom, it was very much like, oh, look how talented she is. Oh, she's taking piano lessons. Why don't you play something for them on the piano? Or why don't you sing for them? Or Liz is, making great, she's at the top of her class. And look how beautiful she is. Isn't she? She's going to grow up to be such a heartbreaker. Beautiful. Like, it wasn't, look at how great these kids are. It was, look at how accomplished these kids are. I must be doing a great job. And it was always around Christmas time. It was always worse because they were all passive aggressively comparing. trying to prove something. And then if you weren't living up to that standard or something happened in the year and they knew, like the family knew that were like the big family disappointment, they would almost act like you didn't exist. That you didn't exist. They would almost be like, oh yeah, well, they're trying. But especially if you had a sibling. But yes, I know they're struggling, but their sibling, because they couldn't fail. They couldn't fail you. You weren't allowed to fail. You weren't allowed to look bad, especially in the holidays. Yeah. If you weren't, and God forbid, if you brought somebody home, you were in a relationship or even a friendship or something, you brought somebody home for the holidays that they didn't approve of, or they were like not, oh my fucking God. The passive aggressiveness, I think that's why it's awful. I don't think I ever got seen as a person during the holidays. I think the holidays for me, and I think that's why I work so hard as an adult, I never got seen as a person. It wasn't ever about family, like connecting as a family. It's awful, Kelby. It's awful. It's awful. Oh my God. And okay, if in case you don't know, I was engaged twice before I got married. So after my first failed engagement, whatever happened with so-and-so? He was a nice boy. Why couldn't you make it work? Oh. And God forbid I try and tell them, well, he was not a really nice guy when he was throwing me up against a wall, but that's fine. Okay, that's right. I should make it work. And then after the second one, well, why can't you ever seem to make a relationship work? I don't know, Auntie. I don't know. I don't have any clue. I don't understand. And you didn't punch him in the eye? No, that's what it was, the traumatized black sheep, where that's where I became a people pleaser. And I just smiled and said, well, it just didn't work out. When in my head, I'm going, because he was a manipulative bastard who made me miserable and made me want to unalive myself. But that's the thought going on in my head. But of course, and then when I brought Chris home, when I finally brought him home, they're like, so are you actually going to marry this one? I don't. Oh no. You actually gonna marry this one? Not did they make me happy? Not was I okay? Not like, again, it was just about status. Well, your sister has been in a relationship with her boyfriend for 5 years. I just don't see why you keep going through boyfriends like this. Oh, I had that conversation one Christmas. That was great. I don't know either. I would flip out so hard. Oh, it was when I tell you I have perfected the mask, the smile and nod. Yeah. And the holidays is where the holidays was my masking Olympics. because like my Filipino relatives were every other year were talking at me in thick accents that I didn't understand, and it was so fast and it was overstimulated, so I was disassociating. So I spent a lot of times they would ask me questions and I would just go, yeah. And then my parent, like my mom, and like every other year, it was very passive aggressive, biting, undermining, manipulative, like very cutting, disappointment, like all of these things. And it was all very much like, you know what, you're right. Because God knows if I said anything different, if I said it like I'm ruining Christmas, don't be negative at Christmas. Don't backtalk your mom. Don't backtalk like. But I never got seen as a person. I think it was always just proving I could, I don't know. I didn't feel a special connection with the holidays. I didn't feel those Hallmark commercials. God, and those the Hallmark movies. Especially when I was just talking about like when I'm in a bad relationship, or maybe you're in these Hallmark movies, these movies that are like, they feel good, and how fucking trad are they? How trad romance are these fucking Hallmark commercials? The busy, corporate successful woman goes back to her small town and meets the, good, hometown folksy guy and from her high school years, and they fall in love and they find the meaning of Christmas. And now she leaves her high-paying, high-powered job to go live with the guy back at what? Why can't it be she's a high-powered, high-respected, that she's worked very hard for this job, goes home for the holidays, meets the guy, they can fall in love, and he goes and they bring the meaning of Christmas back to where she lives? Why do they have to stay in the goddamn small town? Because that has to be perfect. Oh, and every now and then they'll throw in that he's a widowed single dad. Kind of my uncles, because these motherfuckers would say the one, right? Kelvin, I shouldn't laugh at that. That isn't funny, but that's funny. And I'm proud of you, and I could totally see you saying that. Christmas is this time of year that's sort of odd. It's odd. It's also very confusing, because and I can't speak for everybody, so I'm going to speak for myself. There is a part of me, there is that inner child in me that, as I am healing and I'm working on that, the inner child in me wants to have that magical Christmas. The Christmas where it's just beautiful. Presents under the tree, and the tree is pretty, and the hot cocoa, and the family, and the stockings, and the beautiful. The inner child in me wants that. And there's not anything saying that I can't have that. I gotta create it. But it's not the same as when you were a kid. There's a part of me that will be sad that I never had that as a kid. That excitement, the thrill, the feeling of just magic. Because the reality is, Christmas wasn't magic for me. Christmas was chaos and criticism. Christmas was performative. That's what I learned as a kid. Christmas was commercial, had a price tag, had an aesthetic, had a look. But I think that also is what makes Christmas a little special for me now. It's because even though I didn't get it as a kid, it's fine. Because you know what? I'll create the magic. I can have the magic. I just have to work a little harder at it. But I can create it. I can have it. I can give it to myself. Just like I have to reparent my inner child, sometimes I just have to relearn how to do holidays. And that fucking sucks. And you know what? There's a part of me that says that's unfair. And there's a part of me that's angry that I have to do that. And there's a part of me that hates that I hate holidays. But just, it's not my fault that I experienced that. But it is my responsibility to heal from that. It is my responsibility that if I want, I can have whatever fucking holiday I want now. I can throw people out of my house if they're being racist homophobes. Like, I can do that now. I don't have to go. I think I've gotten to that place where I don't have to go to people's houses that I don't want to fucking go to. And I don't have to put up with disrespect, and I don't have to put up with performative, and I don't have to be that way anymore. And that's healing. It sucks, but a little humorous. I don't have to take it. And I can create the magic. And I can create that magic for my kids. And I can create the magic for myself. And I can have whatever fucking holiday I want. Whether it involves Chinese food, Indian food, takeout, fucking home-cooked meals, whatever it is. Whether you decide to take a vacation instead of getting presents, it all doesn't matter. Now you can have whatever holiday you want. And there are some people who still want the Instagram or the aesthetic holidays, and good on ya. But it ain't going to be in my household. Oh, I know. Indian food sounds really good right now. But in the movie, you could hear. Speaking of, my youngest hatchling, she has been Velcroed to me today. I literally have left, like, I was wrapping her presents. She's like, I'm dying. I need to be with you. I'm like, gosh. I'm wrapping your presents. You will live. She is cute. Like, both my kids are great. We did Christmas cookies, which somehow ended up a tradition in our house. That came a tradition out of nowhere. Like, we didn't do anything like that growing up, making Christmas cookies. I never make Christmas cookies. My sister's in-laws, that whole family, she has a big Catholic family, and they had like a cinnamon roll day where they all made cinnamon rolls. It was like this thing for them, and I didn't understand traditions like that. I'm very glad that my sister gets to experience that, because it looks like a lot of fun, and her in-laws are just fucking amazing. They're great people. Which, of course, my mother made them look like bad people because, you know, my sister would prefer to spend time with them than her. And I'm like, I don't fucking blame them, because, like, that's another day. But somehow, I think there was one year, maybe 5-6 years ago, where I had, I was babysitting, I think. I had my kids, and then, it was during a football game because Searig's band, like the high school, was going to state playoffs, so well into the holidays. And I had my 2 kids and a couple other kids, and I was just like, what do I do with them for all this? I don't have, like, so I ended up I was like, okay, we're going to make Christmas cookies. And it happened a couple years in a row just to keep them occupied and whatever. And then all of a sudden Christmas cookies sort of stuck. It just became a tradition. Now they're not perfect. Now, again, when we first started doing them, it made me insane because they weren't perfect. They weren't pretty. They weren't whatever. And I remember one year I was like trying to make these pretty cookies. Now, like, we were making cookies last night. They were looking like a hot mess, and I don't care. We had so much fun. I miss making Christmas cookies. Don't tell them they're... I'll let them know. But yeah, we made some crazy cookies. Like Nora made a minion cookie. They made too much like black icing, which actually wasn't black. It was like a dark gray because, food coloring. And, oh yeah, Chloe wanted me to tell you she made a bingo cookie. The dog from Bluey, Bingo, that's her favorite. She made a bingo cookie. And so we had this like dark gray icing. We made emo Christmas cookies. They were like gray with these dark gray with like red or purple. Like it was not, some of them are Christmassy, but most of them are just insane. And I love it. Oh, poached pears. I love pears. But the holidays are really stressful. But I think as I've gotten older, as I have learned to heal more, as I have, started weeding out the family members that I don't care to talk to, and I've learned I don't have to do it just because that was how I was taught. I can have a holiday where I don't go and see and talk to everybody. And maybe this is the year. It's like, you know what? I don't feel like making 20 different FaceTime voice messages or any type of I don't feel like doing any of that stuff. You can wait until the 26th. I will wish you have Merry Christmas on the 26th. Don't bother me until then. And I can make that rule. Or the holidays are what you make of it. And it's okay if you want to spend it alone. It's okay if you don't want to spend it with your family and you want to spend it with your friends. It's okay if you want to go on vacation and not even be home for the holidays. I think over time, as we get older, it's not about you have to be with your family. It's Christmas time. I'll be home for Christmas. You know what? I'll be avoiding home for Christmas. Thank you very much. Oh, I am going home for the 27th. So I enjoy going back to North Carolina. I miss it. Sounds like it'll get you drunk. But I'm going to leave this because this is our last show before the holidays. The holidays fucking suck. Not for everyone. And not all the time. And the person that, the person that you feel that you have to be to make everybody happy for the holidays, let that go. And I think that you need to give yourself the gift of grace and authenticity. And if that means you don't talk to anybody that day, you don't pick up the phone, you don't answer the text, and you just want to, like Asta does, just lay in bed and curl up with your dog and watch horror flicks all day, and that's how you want to spend it that way. If you feel good and you want to not want to spend it alone and you feel sad and lonely, spend it however you want. And understand it's just a day. It's just a day. And then the excuse of invalidating your feelings and breaking your boundaries of it's Christmas is bullshit. It's Christmas. Don't ruin it. You know what? It's Christmas. Don't fucking violate my boundaries. It's Christmas. How about you treat me with some respect? It's Christmas. How about you adjust instead of me always adjusting my expectations? How about for Christmas, Mom, you give me peace? How about for Christmas, Uncle Sammy, you fucking racist? How about for once you show some compassion? Or maybe you keep your mouth shut this year. Or how about it's Christmas? And you know what? I don't want you ruining my Christmas, so I'm not coming. And that's okay too. So, I know this episode was a little chaotic today. They usually are when I'm solo. It's a lot of me talking to myself, and you know, it's a lot of me talking to myself, and you get to see the just thought process that is me just talking. So whatever you do for the holidays, be healthy. Know that you are loved and cared for. And please stay safe. Just stay safe. Oh, see, Aston and Kelvin are having a food war right now. I love you guys. And yeah, this is going to be as awkward a closing as ever. And that's okay. Don't let anybody pressure you to be who you don't want to be, or even be happy when you don't want to. And you know what? Maybe this year, because 2025 I am seeing for a lot of people has been really shit. Maybe we shouldn't leave. Maybe we shouldn't go into 2026 with all of that being unsaid. Say the thing. Don't hide the thing. How about you give them the present of honesty, the gift of authenticity, and watch their heads explode? Why are you ruining Christmas? I'm not the one ruining Christmas. I'm the one tearing this. Like, that's the part. It's like, why are you ruining Christmas? I'm not ruining Christmas. I'm just exposing the truth. I'm deciding that I don't want to, hide this shit by spraying potpourri. So, anyway, I'm going to go. I love you guys. And I will see you after the holidays. I think you'll see me, though. I think I am streaming with Sean tonight. I think we're doing some more of the Star Trek Enterprise. Bless him. I caught up with him. I think I might be a bag behind him. But yeah, I did 4 bags in 2 hours, an hour and a half. So yeah. Anyway. More Legos, yes, tonight. So join us tonight. It's 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I just show up when I show up. So that's on Sean's channel, Dorian Sombra, and yeah, and then the holiday schedule. So you guys stay safe. You guys stay healthy, and we'll see you. Oh, and Chloe wanted me to say bye from the hatchlings. So we will see you guys later. Bye. Did you really just high five over me?
No, we didn't.
And we're live. Hello.
You don't even do that well from the front seat.
Okay.
The bear's coming with the carpet spoon.
That's a straight up PBR for the table.
Yeah.
I think it called.
She ain't judging us at all.